Welcome to Real Life Investing. This is Al. Getting in contact with you guys. Going to be talking to you about some Goldfinch GFI. Let's go ahead and talk about this in detail. Looking right now at the market cap of this is about 31 million. A little bit to talk about today. But remember, whatever we say on the channel is not financial advice. However, if you like what you see today, just ask you to like and subscribe to the channel. Reason why I'm going over this one is because it's a subscriber request. And so, I try to make sure to honor my requests. I want to apologize to one of the persons that asked me about GFI a while ago, and I did not get back. But let me just go ahead and go ahead and make the video and talk a little bit about it. I'm feeling pretty good about GFI as well as all the rest of the altcoins. The only challenge that we're dealing with is we don't know when things are going to blow off top, but we just know it's just a matter of time and a matter of liquidity and just a matter of making sure that we stay patient in the markets. Now, like I said, we have no crystal ball. We cannot tell you exactly what is going on. We cannot predict the future, but at the same time, things are looking bright as far as, in my opinion, maybe a turn of the edge for altcoins. Let's just go ahead and look at the Goldfinch for a moment here. Noticing right now it's up 2.5% on the day. For the 7 day, it is down about 10%. Now, for the month, Goldfinch is down 28%, and for the year, Goldfinch is down about 80%. One of the things that we got to understand is that once the market comes back up, it really comes back up, and a lot of these down marks are going to be on the other side. So we're going to be looking for things to go way up for a lot of our altcoins. Like I said, we don't have any solid predictions, but at the same time, we will give you the information that we have. So right now, we're looking at this very carefully, and let's see what we got to talk about. What are the things I want to mention as far as the markets? I do recall the Coinbase holds Goldfinch as well, as far as Gate, Mexi, Kraken, Gate. We got Uniswap. We got a lot of pretty solid, I would say, overall companies and spot exchanges that hold Goldfinch. So Goldfinch is not necessarily new to the markets. So let's make sure that we understand that. Now, let's go to the information that we have here as far as the overall market, looking at the actual fear and greed. We're in a lot of fear. But the good part about fear in economics, whether it's the stock market or whether it's the cryptocurrency markets, fear does not last forever. So eventually it goes away. But this is the best time to buy. There's never been a time that the best time to buy was not when there was a lot of fear in the markets, when the markets was down. And that's what we want to understand right now, that while the markets are down, let's just go ahead and take advantage of what we have. Now, go ahead and take a look at Bitcoin right now is at 108,000. Ethereum's at about 3,900. BNB is very impressive at about 1,100 right now. I think I just want to do some research and talk about that just for the heck of it, to be honest with you. Solana is under 200. That's good for a lot of Solana holders who are looking to scoop up some of that. Cardano at 65 cents, man. Not going to lie to you, that's going to be a steal. Let's see. Sui is under $3. Avalanche, I can't seem to find that thing under 20, but man, if it's under 20, I will confess to you that I will scoop a little bit myself. Full disclosure on that one. Now, let's see what else we got going on. A little bit of everything. I noticed that Bitenzer Tau has been jumping pretty well. It looks like it's down on the hour, but in 1 day, though, it's up 14%. Bitenzer Tau is going to be one of your great AI coins. And right now, it is smoking. So it's doing a fantastic job. So everything is not necessarily down in the market, but it also depends on what you choose. So I've been hearing a lot of good things about the AI coins and the fact that they should pop off. But at the same time, we're just mainly trying to do what we do. Let's keep it moving a little bit, talking about some Bitcoin dominance as well. Noticing that we got, 58.7% with the Bitcoin. Ethereum is at 12.8%, and we got the others. Goldfinch news, upcoming, let's see, Binance listings to buy in October 2025. This looks a little bit odd to me, but I'm just still going to look at it anyways. Got to have to check these pages sometimes. Um, but in this case, let me see if I can find Goldfinch. Yeah, here's Goldfinch GFI right here at number 9. So I want to keep that in mind. And so this is going to be our Goldfinch here at 37 cents, which is what it is right now. Market cap is pretty doggone small at what, about 34 million perhaps. Let's keep it moving a little bit. See if I can find specifically the Goldfinch, if I can. I think it was number 7. Yeah. So right here, RWA project with some of the largest private credit funds on the market. Usually when you have your private credit funds, you're going to have a lot more potential than the public ones because I think there's just a little bit of more flexibility as far as regulation. So something to look at in strong detail. We noticed that like we're seeing here is going down a little bit, but that is what it is. All right, so let's just go ahead and read a little bit of information about the Goldfinch real quick, and we're going to move to the next item. So Goldfinch is a real-world asset tokenization project that brings some of the world's biggest private credit funds onto the blockchain. Doing so enables anyone to invest in institutional-grade funds. So the highest yield fund of Goldfinch historically has returned 13.2% annually. So just to give you a heads up, and it's also something we need to see and read here. Backing of not just major institutions, but also big names in Silicon Valley investing. So including what's this, Andreessen Horowitz, Kindred Ventures, and Coinbase Ventures. It's also listed on different exchanges that we talked about earlier. Basically every exchange except Binance. But as we saw that this particular crypto with the Goldfinch is probably going to be listed there sooner or later. Go to the X site. Need to get a little bit of information on that. Funds on Goldfinch aren't any random funds. So let's go here. So, and once again, you see it's talking about the Goldfinch is the world's leading private credit funds now on chain. So that is the big clincher right here, that you actually have these real world assets. And we talked about this earlier, but we'll just reiterate it one more time, talking about the announcement of integration of BlackRock's HPS Corporate Lending Fund on Goldfinch Prime. So this is going to be a $98 billion fund that targets upper middle market companies with scalable yield strategies. TradeFi Meets tokenizations now is on Goldfinch Prime. Let's just look at this a little bit and let's go a little bit more in, see if there's anything else we want to talk about. Okay, funds on Goldfinch aren't random tiny funds. They are some of the biggest private credit funds in the world. Apollo, Ares, BlackRock, KKR, and many more. Big names and big results. Private credit yields today about 10 to 12%. So that is just the key that we're looking at here with this. When you're dealing with lending companies, you get a lot more on your percentage because of the fact that they're already charging interest, et cetera. And so just something to consider when looking to get a large yield. If you're investing into some of these companies with the credit, you should be able to do pretty well. So let's just keep it moving a little bit more, see if there's anything else we want to talk about. There is over $1 trillion managed by the funds listed on Goldfinch. Users can get exposure to all of them at once. So just saying very quickly, let's see. And this is another one from Goldfinch. Hey, I just wanted to remind you that private credit is a $2 trillion industry and that less than 1% of it is on chain. So just to let you know, Goldfinch is a pioneer in the on-chain movement of private credit, so that they are probably going to be one of your big movers and shakers in the future, which may be a great reason to go ahead and invest in Goldfinch. since the market cap of Goldfinch is so small. Let's see if we can find some good information here. And let me make sure I got, okay, world's eating AI private credit funds now on chain. Let me see what we got. Hold on 1 second. Oh, yeah. So basically right here, we're dealing with Goldfinch. And where am I? Oh, yeah. So just giving us a nice little breakdown. Um, Blackstone, a lot of different companies that are investing in Goldfinch and Goldfinch Prime, and they're giving us the information that we need to see. $1 trillion plus total fund manager, right? So there's a lot going on with Goldfinch. One of the things I want to encourage us about, and I'm going to get ready to wrap up the video a little bit earlier than I normally do, but I'm very, I think we've got everything we need to talk about Goldfinch here. Goldfinch is going to be just fine, but by it being such a small cap, it is really, and it's not happening with all small caps, but it's happening with, I would say, 90% of the small caps right now. About 90% of your small caps or 95% of your small caps are really dealing with some issues as far as the as long as Bitcoin stays a little bit suppressed, these will also be suppressed. But once Bitcoin starts to move and some other great catalysts are occurring, I do think 100% for sure that Goldfinch is going to be moving extremely well. One more thing before we go, I want to go ahead and look at the all-time high. And this will be the all-time high for coin market cap. Right now, it is at 37 cents. According to the all-time high, that all-time high was $34.29. So we're looking at, I would say 100x from here, but a little bit less than 100x in order to get back to the all-time high. No idea how this is going to play out, but my thing is that we have to be very patient as far as the timing. Now that we have some some easing as far as quantitative easing, and we're looking to pivot into that direction, I got a feeling like maybe the end of this month in October or the beginning of November, middle of November, we're probably going to see some really large moves. Either way, don't forget that the whales are investing in crypto, and the whales are going to sooner or later get their money. It's Al, Real Life Investing. Have a great one out there. Good to talk with you guys. GFI, I still give it a thumbs up. Main thing is, got to be patient. All right. Have a great day. Talk to you soon. Bye.